Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Wonderland Comics proudly brings to you the biggest comic book event of the week. And if you're not down with that, we got two words for you. Stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome to Wonderland. I'm your host, Rich Davis. My partner in crime, AJ Nicholson, is going to be joining us here in just a few minutes. He's taking care of a couple of things for you. Guys, I got to tell you, as you can probably tell, I am pumped this week. DCKO is finally here, and this is exciting. It's crazy. The WWF, WWE, whatever, WCW wrestling fan in my heart is just going nuts for this because I mean it's just kind of crazy what's going on. Like we got all your heroes. They're going to be heroes and some villains actually going to be facing off, duking it out with each other to see who's going to win. So what AJ and I decided to do tonight, we're gonna talk about DCKO. We're gonna get you really excited about that. And then later on, after we're kind of done with our thing here, AJ's gonna do his thing and sell you guys some new comics. So SF, we are so glad you're here because I know you tune in for those. Hey, Unknown, I just sent those to you today. So check your email, you should have them. And AJ is shipping your stuff out. Same thing for you, SF and Nick. We're just going to ship it all out, even if you haven't paid your invoices yet. We know you guys are good for it. I know I've been slacking a little bit. So, but this time of year is a little rough for me. Not to bring everybody down, but I'm very open about it. I have PTSD. And from my wife passing a few years ago, and September, October is the really, really difficult time of the year for me. So I've been really flaky. My apologies for that. That's why I was out last week. Anxiety's rough. But doing my thing to live out loud and, just be open about it. So I appreciate you guys being here with us. But enough of that. So here's what we're going to do tonight. As AJ is finishing putting the tape up here on our bracket, because we are going to be using this bracket in our store later. So we got the painter's tape that we can peel right off. We're going to go down the bracket. And AJ is going to tell us who would win based on their power level. And I'm going to tell you who's going to win based on a writer's perspective, or AKA plot armor. Because
let's do a little bit of correction there. AJ's going to tell you his opinion of who is more powerful. The actual power level may not be correct.
So AJ, you're telling me that you're not the super expert, knowledgeable neckbeard, everything about DC Comics. You can't tell me what the third line in the fifth panel on page 48 in the DC 80-page special from 1964 is? Because, dude, if you don't know that, then what are you doing here? No, AJ's a great guy. He's kind of underselling himself here a little bit. He's got a pretty deep.
Well, you have said some stuff in the past that also like what did you say about Superman earlier today? Everybody on here.
Okay. Well, I can't give that away yet. It's gonna come up on the show. Oh, and guys, hey, Kenneth, what's up, man? Hey, guys, we want you to kind of join in with this. This is going to be much, much, much more fun if you're joining in on the conversation with us. If it's just me and AJ talking, then it's just us hanging out at the comic book shop like normal. But we want your opinion. So let's see, AJ, can you fit in there? Yep, there he is. AJ, you're too close. All right, brother, you ready? You ready to do this? Boom. All right, we're going to start off with, and Jay, if you want to call the bracket up there a little closer. Okay, we're going to start out with the number 1 seed Superman versus Giganta. All right, so AJ, go first.
This is a case where the plot armor and the power art level both match. Superman is going to take this fairly easily.
Got to get on the camera. AJ's not used to being on the camera, so.
We're not on the camera anyway. He's got the bracket up right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, never mind. Why are you getting in on my camera? All right, power level. Go ahead.
But yeah, Superman's got her both on power level as well as plot armor. So I think that'd be fairly easy.
Yeah, I mean, now you can't slack on Giganta. She's powerful. You know, she's got some things going on. You know, the metagene mutation. You know, strength enhanced. You know, but
the bottom line is she's too slow.
She is too slow. Superman. Okay, now I'm gonna give. This is something I was telling AJ earlier that we're kind of giving this away. So Superman's really fast. Okay, so he's faster than the Flash. So keep that in mind, guys, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of arguments on here when he faces off about certain people. And his speed is a factor, a big factor in all of this. Okay, but from a writer's perspective, okay, Superman, Holy Trinity, one of the big 3. DCU, setting it up. It is all about Superman, all about Kryptonians. They're making $750 million, and they're building this entire DCU franchise. And I think DC actually gets what Marvel didn't for so long. These movies are billion-dollar commercials, and Marvel blew that for 15 years because nothing in the Marvel comics matched what was going on in the MCU. I think James Gunn is smarter than that, and I think Superman, plot armor, absolute, has to win the first round. There's no way he can't. Also, as AJ said, power level, Giganta, nah, can't do it. All right, let's move on to our next matchup. Let's go down and do the Demon and Supergirl. We're gonna like one to get it like that, okay? Right now we're doing the left side of the bracket for you guys that are watching it. I think left side. Anyway, we're doing that side of the bracket. Okay, so AJ, the Demon versus Supergirl.
The Demon. For power level, the Demon, because of the magic thing.
Okay.
And Kryptonians can't handle magic.
Truth.
Yeah, I think the Demon.
Okay. So I totally get what you're saying, but I'm going to go back to what I just said. The DCU is all about Kryptonians. So first round, Supergirl beats the Demon. I don't think it's even going to be close because they're going to try to power Supergirl up. They've got to set her up as one of the big, big bad characters. Otherwise, the whole DCU thing falls apart. All right, let's go back up to Captain Atom versus Power Girl. Now, this one's a good one. This is a good matchup.
This is a great matchup. Captain Atom is one of the most underrated heroes in there. I mean, because he is. People don't realize just how strong and how fast and everything he is, because all they do is see him running around as a tiny little thing.
Yeah,
but
I mean, he can manipulate energy. He can manipulate matter. He can manipulate time.
Yeah.
So
So that's why power level. I think Captain Atom actually has it on power level.
Okay. You know, I think you're probably right. Although Power Girl is she's pretty good now. She's pretty strong. She's no slack. She's right up there with Supergirl in terms of her strength and power. But you know, I'm gonna make a little thing here. So from a writer's perspective, so with Power Girl, you got to kind of think about the boob window. But you know, I really don't think I would want to set up a match between, I don't know, this is interesting because if you set up Captain Atom versus Power Girl, if Captain Atom wins, then the next round is basically the same match between Superman and Captain Atom. So I think they would rather have Superman and Power Girl duking it out. So I think Power Girl is the more interesting choice to win. in a very, very, very close. This is an odd. I didn't expect the bracket to be set up this way. All right, let's go down to Lex and Black Lightning now. That's a good one.
This is a good one. Both of them are geniuses. Both of them are have the lightning type powers because of Alexa's suit and everything like that. So I am going to go with Black Lightning as just slightly more powerful than Lex.
That's my first real surprise from you, AJ, because Black Lightning, and I'll just go into from a writer's perspective. Black Lightning, very interesting character, and yeah, Jay, I think you agree. Power Girl's an instant win over Captain Atom. But
instant?
That's what he says. I think they're going to duke it out though. But Lex and Black Lightning. So there's a lot of things they could do with this. If Black Lightning were to overcome Lex Luthor, because it would be pushing an underrepresented demographic. And guys, again, I'm talking about this from a writer's perspective, how to set up a story. Okay, so kind of focusing on a demo that doesn't get a lot of focus, pumping Black Lightning up. However, you've got the plot armor. If Captain Atom had a blue window, it might be close. Yeah, but so Lex has got to move forward because we know that we're going to be pushing this forward with Lex for a long time, and I'm not going to go any much further with this, but I think Lex plot armor has to move forward. All right, Guy Gardner and Firestorm, and who you can go on this one. This one's fun. This is another fun one.
Guys, Guy Gardner immediately puts him in a bubble and takes all the oxygen out of the bubble.
Oh, and fire needs oxygen. Okay. Yeah, I'm supposed to say that stuff because that's an interesting take. So you're saying Guy, right?
I'm saying Guy in about 5 seconds.
Okay. So I'm gonna agree. Plot armor wise, writer's perspective, I think Guy Gardner is going to beat Firestorm. Again, going back to what's going on in the DCU. Guy Gardner's been he was a major part of Superman. He's going to be in Supergirl. He's played by Nathan Fillion. So that means I'm going to love him and vote for him every time because I love Nate. I love to misbehave. So I think Guy is going to beat Firestorm in the first round. So AJ and I are in agreement. And guys, hey, if you have any comments on this, jump in, let us know because this is really fun if we're talking with you and also talking to me and AJ. We're having a great time here if you can't tell, but we want to pull you into it as well. All right, we're going to go back down here to Connor Hawk versus Hawkman.
Okay, I said it earlier, I'll say it again. There's no way Costco Green Arrow is going to be Hawkman.
Costco Green Arrow. Well, he's going back on something on Firestorm. He's a nuclear man, so maybe the fire thing's not the. That's
a fair point.
Yeah, but I mean, guy's a Green Lantern. I mean, come on, Truthfully, Green Lantern is probably the only person, in my opinion, that is stronger and more capable of leading the DC universe than Superman. All right, so Connor Hawk and Hawkman, I agree with you from a plot armor writer's perspective. It's Hawkman because, to be frank, nobody except for super DC nerd fans knows who the hell Connor Hawk is. People recognize Hawkman. Hawkgirl was in Superman. We know that we're going to get Hawkman in the DCU. So again, because DC's smart and they're going to use the DCU to push their comics and the comics to push the DCU, Hawkman is going to triumph. All right, now I like this matchup. This next one, Jay Garrick versus the Cheetah. That's pretty cool. So what do you think? And their power level, I think,
they're very close. I mean, Jay's definitely beating him on speed, but those cat-like reflexes.
Mm-hmm.
Pun intended. I think it's going to be a tough fight, but I think Jay will take it in the end.
No. I fervently disagree with that. It's going to be Cheetah because Wonder Woman's still in it, and Wonder Woman doesn't have very many other villains in the thing. And then also Cheetah.
But she's in the other bracket. Like even if Wonder Woman
True. But you know they're going to pull some shenanigans. Okay, these aren't going to be fair fights with the villains involved. So yeah, I think Cheetah's going to take it. AJ thinks Jay. Also, when you bring in Jay Garrick, it gets a little complicated and confusing because there's so many flashes.
Yeah.
If it were Barry Allen,
oh yeah,
or Wally West, I'd say all day, every day.
Yeah, because one thing Jay never did is he never actually mastered the Speed Force.
Yes, Jay was not a master of the Speed Force. So I do think I kind of agree with you on first glance that Jay would conquer over Cheetah, but I think when you look at it deeper, I think it's Cheetah all day, because also she's just going to be hotter to look at throughout the book. All right.
They just don't have enough females up here, really.
This is true. This is very true. Okay, let's get down to Aquaman and King Shark. And AJ, how close are we to our first break? Because I want to know if we can jump over into the other bracket before the break, or if we should do it afterwards. And guys, hey, if you're just joining us, what we're going to be. Oh, go ahead, Jay.
We got about 5 minutes.
Okay, guys. So we're going to do this matchup, and we'll go to the break, and then we'll come back and do the other. And guys, if you're just joining us, what we're doing is we're really excited about DCKO. So AJ and I agreed we want to talk about the bracket, having some fun here. And then once we get through the bracket and have all our fun, we're going to sell you some new comics and stuff. So don't worry. We still got some really cool stuff coming for you. All right. So Aquaman, King Shark, last matchup before the break. What are you thinking?
I love King Shark. But unfortunately, Aquaman. Aquaman's already beat him more times than he has appendages.
Yeah. This one's tough for me, guys. Hey, Mr. Nope, how you doing? Can't Aquaman just well, Aquaman does talk to the fish, right? This is interesting because King Shark and Aquaman are both playing roles in the broader DCU, what's going on. King Shark's been a very popular character lately. We haven't had a lot of villains moving forward. We've got Lex, we've got Cheetah. That's really it so far for the villains.
Two villains we've really talked about.
Yeah. God, this is a toss-up. I think, and let's see, we're setting up Hawkman versus. Gosh, I don't know, guys. I'm gonna go with AJ on this, and I'm gonna say Aquaman. Okay, I'm gonna say Aquaman because he's more well known. And I think over on this bracket, there's going to be some more of the sillier villains moving forward. So I think King Shark's going to bounce in the first round. And Aquaman is going to move forward. So, hey guys, I think we're about to come up on our break. Jay's about to give me the really bad dad joke. So again, we're talking DCKO at first, having fun going through the bracket, and then we're going to sell you some new comics later on. So
let's just repeat this bracket real quick because we have about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
We've got Superman versus Giganta. We both said Superman.
Absolutely.
Captain Atom versus Power Girl. I said Captain Atom. You said Power Girl. Guy Gardner versus Firestorm. We both said Guy. Jay Garrick versus Cheetah. I said Jay. He said Cheetah. Aquaman versus King Shark. We both said Aquaman. Connor Hawk versus Hawkman. We both said Hawkman. Lex Luthor versus Black Lightning. I said Black Lightning. You said Lex Luthor.
Yep.
Demon versus Supergirl. I said Demon. You said Supergirl.
There we go. All right, guys. So that's this is our left side of the bracket, camera left. So we're going to go to break. We're going to come back and go through the right, and then we're going to go pop, speed through the rest, and then we're going to sell you some comics. All right, guys. We'll be right back.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
Did you know that you're invited to an art gala? No, I mean the fun kind. It's SketchUp with Mog and Mel.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks
What's
again
up, what's
for
up?
joining us.
Featured guests talk about their new
So
projects
it takes place in this fantasy world where the world has kind of lost its stories.
and life as an artist.
The hope was that you could make some amount of money when you exited art school.
While the ever-changing artist panel draws new works live in front of your eyes.
Oh, I like that. Working on the
And they're
shadow.
sexy. Sex, dude.
You still got some a little bit of time.
Ooh, Phil, that's dope, dude.
SketchUp with Mog and Mel. Thursday nights. Part of the experience.
Download our app on Google Play and the App Store. It's so simple, even my mommy can use it. In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, that'd be really great, thanks.
All right, guys, welcome to Wonderland. I'm your host, Rich Davis, joined as always by my partner in crime, Mr. AJ Nicholson, behind the mask over here. It's fitting that he's wearing the mask. He's like a luchador, and we're talking about a matchup. We're talking about DCKO, duking it out, superheroes, supervillains, fighting each other to save the universe. Pretty freaking awesome, guys. And so we're going to go through our brackets real quick, and then we're going to come back, just like always. AJ's going to close everything out by selling you guys some new comics. I hope you guys are having as much fun as we are. Please chime in on the chat. Let us know if you're having fun. Tell if enough of you tell us that this sucks, we'll just move on and sell you some comics because we just want to keep you entertained, man. But as you can tell, I'm super pumped about DCKO. This is epically cool to me. Wrestling fan growing up, it's awesome. All right, so we went through the left side of the bracket, and we're going to recap all this later. So the left side of the bracket's been done. We're going to go over to the camera right side. So AJ is talking about who would win based on their comic book power level. I'm over here.
AJ's perception of their comic book level.
AJ's the super expert. He's just too shy. Hey, Eddie, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I didn't know you were going to be here tonight, man. And I'm talking about it from a writer's perspective, how I would set up the story and why. And yeah, it's like March Madness, but with comics, which is way more interesting because I don't like basketball. But unless Tennessee or UNCW are playing, I just don't care. So, all right. So we're going back. So I'm talking about plot armor, writer's perspective, how I would set up a story. And, for whatever that's worth. And AJ is talking about power levels. And please, guys, chime in the chat. We want to hear from you because this is way more fun if you're talking to us. All right. We're going to go top of the bracket here on the camera right side. We've got Wonder Woman versus Starro. Now, that's a really cool matchup.
In my opinion, this is the toughest match
so far.
So far, yes.
Yeah.
Like by far, it is so hard to tell, especially from my perspective of power level.
Yeah. This is like Wonder Woman is like a 1 seed and Starro is the 16 seed. And, if we're going with the basketball March Madness thing, and this is a 16 that might legitimately be able to upset a 1. Wonder Woman got a crappy draw here. I got to tell you. So go on.
Yeah. I mean, Starro, how many, she's in almost every form of media, Starro has already taken over Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Comic book, multiple different animated showings, Starro has taken over Wonder Woman. But now Wonder Woman knows what's up.
Yeah.
You can see Starro come. And very minor spoiler from the book, Wonder Woman has the God armor.
Yes.
With the God armor, and everything, I do think Wonder Woman will take this.
I'm going to go because on the bracket, there's got to be an upset. There's got to be, and when she has the lasso of truth. So I'm going to go with the upset here because if we don't get an upset at some point in the bracket, it's boring. So I'm going to say Starro surprisingly upsets Wonder Woman. And if that would be, as a writer, how I would surprise people. By taking Wonder Woman off the board, you're taking one of the Trinity out of the picture. And so now that opens up an idea of we don't know what's going to happen. This is not a paint by numbers story. So, and that gives us the anticipation of, oh crap, my favorite character could actually lose. And from a writer's perspective, you need that. So I'm going to go with Starro upsetting Wonder Woman just for the shock factor of it. All right, we're going to jump down now to the bottom of the bracket. This is bracket right. We're going to go to Harley Quinn versus Metamorpho.
I don't care how you cut it. Harley Quinn is a decent enough acrobat. She's a fair enough hand-to-hand combat person. But she's still only human.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she has no. Metamorpho is. People don't realize how extremely powerful this guy is.
Yep.
I mean, he's been an underrated character this entire time, but power level, there's no question. It's Metamorpho.
Yeah, and Jay, I agree with you. Harley drew a really bad draw on this because, and this one's really hard too, because we have Harley Quinn, who is obviously Harley Quinn. She is a majorly popular character. She's arguably one of the more popular characters in the DCU. She's got a lot going on, but you've also got Metamorpho, who they're trying to push in the DCU. And I was about to go, Palian Remnant, sorry. You actually took the words right out of my mouth. If you want to sell books, you move Harley on and keep her in the story. Well, I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it because it might spoil something for you guys about Absolute Batman 13 and about the way DC's doing Harley, but we just won't talk about that right now. And we're going to move on to a fun matchup. So AJ says Metamorpho, power level, totally agree. And like I said, Remnant, you pull it out. Harley versus Elvira is out tomorrow. We got some of those books we're going to be selling you a little bit later too, guys. All right, jumping back up to the top of the camera right bracket, Lobo versus Plastic Man.
So here's the thing. You have two literal immortals.
Uh-huh.
And so this is actually a really tough sell, but ultimately I think Lobo will tie Plastic Man into literal knots.
Dang it, you actually stole my joke, man. Okay, so I'm going to steal one of yours that you had earlier about the Green Arrow. Okay, so the Costco version of Mr. Fantastic is not going to be Lobo. We know that they're setting Lobo up in the DCU, Jason Momoa. We know that's happening. So Lobo's going to move on. And again, my reasoning behind a lot of this is that would be funny, Jay. Turning his bike and this mother's. I love it. But DC's, I think James Gunn's going to be really smart with this. And there's going to be a synergy between the DCU and the DC Comics because those things can fuel each other and push them forward. That's something that Marvel missed with the MCU for 15 years. They blew 15 years of billion-dollar commercials. And because there was no synergy. The stuff that was happening in the MCU wasn't happening in the comics. And I can't tell you how many new comic book readers I lost at my store because they come in and be like, oh man, I just saw the Avengers. I want to get that book. Where's that team? Where do I find it? And I'm like, sorry guys, it's not there. But I think DC is going to be smarter than that because I love James Gunn and I think he's smart. So again, Lobo is going to be Plastic Man with the plot armor. If you're just joining us, guys, I'm talking about things from a writer's perspective, how I'd set up a story, and who has the plot armor. And AJ is talking about the power levels. All right, so let's go on. Down at the bottom of the camera right bracket, we've got Zatanna versus Big Barda.
Ooh, that's really tough. It kind of depends on how close Barda is to begin with. If she could close into Zatanna, Zatanna doesn't have a chance. On the other hand, though, Barda is a whole lot of power, and she's not stupid, but she's not clever.
Mm-hmm.
And Zatanna is powerful and clever.
Right.
So I think if she can keep her distance, she will outthink Barda, and it'll be Zatanna easy.
Okay, yeah. And yes, Mr. Note, AJ was talking about that. Plastic Man is essentially indestructible, and so is Lobo. Lobo is an immortal. So basically, Lobo's not going to kill Plastic Man, but I swear I think they're going to tie him in knots. And they kind of set that up too, because when you read DCKO, guys, Death by Snooze too. I love you, Jay. There's the most amazing joke, guys. If you don't buy DCKO #1 for any other reason, buy it
Don't
for the.
tell them the joke.
No, I won't tell you the joke, but it's
a penis on your head.
It's a Lobo ambush bug joke, and it is epic. That I guffawed with customers in the store. I guffawed at that one line. It's hysterical. So yeah. So now we're going back down here. My talk about Zatanna and Barda from a writing perspective. So it would be a more interesting fight between Barda and Harley Quinn because they're both kind of brawlers. And again, it's going to be a little bit repetitive to have Zatanna fight Barda and then Zatanna fight Harley Quinn. But DC's
if it's Zatanna versus
Metamorpho, this is a tough part of the bracket here, guys. But I am going to go with Zatanna because DC's been doing so much with Zatanna lately, and she's a very popular character. And a battle between two extremely hot chicks, it's going to sell comics, guys. And can you imagine the covers that they'll be able to do with that? So yeah, I agree with AJ. Zatanna moves forward over Big Barda, although that's a purely commercial decision. I think it would be more interesting if Harley Quinn had to fight Big Barda. But I'm going to go with Zatanna because we're trying to sell books here. All right. Let's move up to Swamp Thing versus Vixen.
You have no idea how much I want Vixen to win this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think the power's there. Oh, not over Swamp Thing.
Yeah, I agree with this. Swamp Thing is more interesting. Swamp Thing's a more interesting character. He's more popular character. Mr. Mixaplick in disguise. Hey, you know what? There is actually, and they set it up in DCKO. This is no spoiler. There is actually an undercover person in here. So Mr. Mixaplick could be possible. But on this one, I'm going to go Swamp Thing over Vixen all day. I know Vixen's got the mystical totem, but Swamp Thing,
I'm actually surprised at that. I'm actually surprised you went with Swamp Thing over Vixen from a storyteller perspective. Because Swamp Thing is a super interesting character. But Swamp Thing versus this lovely exotic beauty. I mean, if I was writing a book, I'd want to see more of the lovely exotic beauty.
Yeah, but what we've got on this side of the bracket, and there's going to be some others I'm going to talk about in a minute, but we've already got Harley and Zatanna moving forward. And there's going to be another one I'm going to talk about in a minute that's going to be a little bit of an upset, I think. So I think
I mean, it's not that I don't agree with you power level.
Yeah.
Power level, I agree with you 100%. I was just surprised that was yours.
Yeah, but from a storytelling, I think if the bracket would have laid out a bit differently, I would have moved Vixen on. But the way the bracket's set up, and something I'm going to set up in a little bit, I think it's Swamp Thing here. All right, we're going to jump down to this is my favorite. This one, I am so stoked about this. This should be Captain. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's why I said Power Girl. Red Hood, Damian Wayne. This guy's this is my matchup here. I am so down for this one. All right, power levels, AJ.
Oh, that is the big thing is Red Hood isn't afraid to shoot Damian, and Damian has some things that he might throw at Red Hood.
Yeah,
but it's really tough. Honestly, I think if Damian can close, it's Damian.
Yeah.
If Damian can close and take it to a hand-to-hand combat, it's Damian.
Yeah.
It's very close, though.
I don't even think this one's going to be close. I mean, okay, it's going to be close. All right, and guys, forget about all the stuff with Red Hood that got blah blah blah, canceled and everything, because the book was already written before all that craziness happened. That writer is not the writer of this book, so they're not getting rid of the Red Hood character. So Red Hood versus Damian, it is going to be an epic battle. I mean, this is going to probably be the most fun out of the entire first part of the bracket, but I think it's Damian moving forward because it's going to set up a matchup in the next bracket that is going to be more interesting than Red Hood versus this character with Damian. And Damian, man, he's vicious as hell. I mean, this dude trained by the League of Assassins, Ra's al Ghul. I mean, his mom. Damian is no slack. But Jason's handicapped by his. Yeah, you're right. That's another one. Jason is kind of handicapped. And also we've seen some things with Red Hood that could be set up moving forward that are more interesting if Damian moves on. So I'm going to go with Damian on this one. AJ and I are in agreement. And mostly the reason I'm going with Damian here is because of how it sets up a matchup in the next round. All right, so AJ, we're jumping up just a little bit. Cyborg versus Batwoman.
This is, I mean, the easy answer when you look at these two is Cyborg.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that is the easy answer because of just how incredibly brilliant
Mm-hmm.
Cyborg is, as well as just having all the equipment that he has.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people don't realize she's almost as brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she is a genius level too.
Mm-hmm.
She's just as smart. And I think overall, when it comes to actual battle experience,
Mm-hmm.
one-on-one, it's Batwoman.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually going with Batwoman on that.
Okay. And I'm gonna I hear you, I feel you. I'm gonna agree with Remnant here. However, it's gonna be Cyborg all day, every day. Because I don't want to overload as a writer. That's what I'm talking about from story structuring perspective. I don't want to overload the bracket with Gotham characters. So I'm going to, Cyborg gets into her tech system, she's done. Now I think it's going to be a good fight. I really do. But ultimately I'm going to move Cyborg forward because it's going to set up some very interesting story opportunities, and I don't want to overload us with the Bat family. All right, so we're moving on down. This is going to be the final first round matchup on our camera right bracket, and we're getting down to Batman versus Star Sapphire. this was an interesting matchup. And I don't, after you got to read DCKO #1. We can't tell you some things. So we're going from a complete naive perspective here. So Star Sapphire, this is, wild card. Didn't expect it. They're not making it easy on Batman. Batman's bracket's going to be really rough. And I think that's because everybody thinks he's going to move forward easily because he's Batman. So AJ, power wise, what are you thinking?
Star Sapphire all the way.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, just the mental, emotional abilities that she has. I mean, she's a ring holder.
Mm-hmm.
But bottom line, I think, well, you mentioned it earlier with the Green Lanterns, how powerful it is with the rings.
Yep.
And I just don't think Batman. I don't think Batman would be walking into this ready to take on her.
It would be a surprise.
It would be a complete surprise for Batman to go up against her. And we all know that Batman can be anybody.
Yeah.
If he has prep time. That's
right.
That's the joke. He's not going to have the prep time with Star Sapphire.
All right. So, because we're coming up on the break, I'm going to go with this one, guys. And love does not conquer all. The Batman moves forward because he's Batman. And we want to sell books. And Batman never loses. So, Batman conquering over Star Sapphire. And guys, we're going to go to the break and come back, and then we're going to finish this part of the bracket. We're going to get to the end, and then we're going to sell you some new comics. So, guys, hope you guys are having just as much fun as we are. We'll be right back.
Sure, comic books are beautiful, but underneath, there's something more authentic and exciting. The original art. See the pencils, the lines, the shading, as if you were there in the studio watching the artist work. Getting a peek at comics' backstage is easy with the original art experience.
All right, Friday night, guys. Thank you for being here. To be doing anything, the fact that you're here means the world to me.
Nick's pieces are always value priced with your budget in mind, for the beginning collector to the veteran.
And this is gorgeous. You got Aquaman and Mira.
Join the original art experience with Nick and our friendly crew of regulars, even if it's just to enjoy the art. Fridays at 7. It's all part of the experience. Boring old Tuesday. Kick it!
Hey, let's get to it.
Henri Copen scours collections and comic shops to bring you the biggest deals on beautiful comics.
I'm very eager to sell these books.
Plus, he smashes those other boring sales shows. Henri's got fire, excitement, personality, key books, Momo books.
60 Momo books for you.
A cute dog. Weird accents.
69, bro!
A wheel of skid bark?
We do wheel spins at the end of every show.
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll score huge bargains.
That is Hawk 2 of magic right there, all right?
Kicking it with Henri. Tuesday nights, part of the experience.
Did you know that Arthur, King of the Britons, in Monty Python and the Holy Grail was played by a famous Graham? Check out another famous Graham by following our Instagram.
All right, guys, welcome to Wonderland. If you're just joining us for this part of the show, what we're doing really quick is we are going through our DCKO bracket because AJ and I are super pumped about this. Once we go through the bracket, we're going to finish up as always with AJ selling you some new comics. All right, so we did our first round, both camera left bracket, camera right bracket. We're going to stay on the camera right here because we're already set up for that. Let's go up to this is pretty cool. So this is where it gets confusing because AJ and I, we had disagreements on this one. So AJ had Wonder Woman. I have Starro because I want an upset. Okay. So we're just gonna.
Okay, I will just say I think Wonder Woman beats Lobo.
Okay. Think Wonder Woman beats Lobo. I think. Okay, we're both going to agree. Lobo would advance over both of our first round choices. Ooh, yeah. All right. God, this is hard because we're disagreeing on how this goes. So Wonder Woman versus Lobo. I think Wonder Woman would advance. Starro, if Starro upsets Wonder Woman in the first round, I think
Starro would upset Lobo too.
Power level maybe, but story wise no, because I want to push Lobo as what I'm doing in the DCU. So I'm going to agree with you.
So this is going to get
another disagreement. Wonder Woman advances on AJ's bracket. Lobo advances on mine. This is really hard because it's getting a little bit confusing. All right, we're gonna jump down. And guys, hey, if you have any comments, and yeah, Mr. Note Batman already has done the grad. It's Batman. And only way. So Remnant, there's a thing in DCKO #1 you need to read because yeah, you need to read that. You read the book. There's something with what you're saying there. All right, so we've got down here Zatanna versus this is another place where we disagreed. Zatanna versus Harley, Zatanna versus Metamorpho.
I think Zatanna would beat either one of them.
Okay, so AJ says Zatanna would win. This is a tough one from a storytelling perspective. Harley versus Zatanna. Oh God, how would I set that? All right, so who would that set it up against next? It would be, I think I'm also going to go with Zatanna. So yeah, you do Remnant. You need to. There's something that happens in there that you're going to want to think about. And it may not immediately be evident to you, but you'll know when it is. Pay close attention, see what's happening. So I'm going to also agree Zatanna upsets our party girl Harley because it's going to make for a more interesting matchup in the next round. Actually, no. You know what? This is where I'm going to have inside. Okay, yeah, I'm going to forecast something that I'm going to forecast something, and I think it's going to be Harley. I think it's going to be Harley, and it'll make sense here in just a minute. So now we got something duking out here. This is we're at Batman Star Sapphire versus Damian. So we got father son setting it up, battling it out. This is really cool. This is going to be a really fun fight. From a storyteller's perspective, if it were up to me, Damian would move forward. However, it's DC Comics, it's Batman. Batman always wins. So Batman, and it's also, if Batman wins, it sets up something really cool in a minute. So I think Batman takes it over Damian. And AJ disagrees with me, so because he thinks Damian's gonna.
Well, I think Damian, like we mentioned it before, he is so hardcore. He's just downright vicious. He's vicious enough that he will take out either his dad or Star Sapphire.
He would kill him if he got a chance.
Yeah,
I don't think Batman would kill Damian, but I think he would subdue him.
And see, that's the problem. Is that Batman would hold back because he's fighting his son. Damian is a vicious little bastard who would kill him anyway.
Yeah. So I do have Batman and Robin all over again. Yeah, but I'm still going to go with Batman because it's setting up something. This would be if I didn't think this next thing was going to happen for a surprise, then I would go with Damian because this would be the upset. This would be this would have been the upset. Starro over Wonder Woman. I would have chose Wonder Woman if I didn't think something was going to happen in the next round as a storyteller. Okay. So I'm going to move Damian forward, or Batman forward. You're going to move Damian.
Okay. A Swamp Thing versus my Batwoman or your Cyborg.
Go ahead.
Well,
It's a tough one, yeah.
It's a tough one.
And neither of them really match up well against each other. So
No, that's the hard thing. I'm going to go. See, I would think Swamp Thing would beat Batwoman, but I would think Cyborg would beat Swamp Thing, because unless they set up the arena as a swamp.
Yeah.
If they don't set up the arena as a swamp and it's just an arena, then yeah, Cyborg would easily just blast apart Swamp Thing until there wasn't enough of him to hold together.
Yeah.
And they would call it, because it would take him a week to pull himself back together.
I'm going to go with Cyborg because I think Tech is going to beat the Earth in this one. And as much as I would like to see Swamp Thing moving forward, because I love some Swamp Thing, I think Cyborg is the more popular character. And I think commercially, so Swamp Thing's more popular among comic book readers. Cyborg, yeah. You know what, Remnant? You just changed my mind. You just changed my mind because it fits the Fate of the Earth theme. So kudos to you. Swamp Thing over Cyborg moves on, and that gets AJ and I on the same bracket. Okay, AJ and I are going to have to flip sides because we're going to jump on over to the left side, second round of the bracket. Not that you guys can see us switching sides right now, but just for him to be able to write and everything. All right, so we're going to go to the top of the bracket. We've got Superman, and AJ chose Captain Atom. I chose Power Girl. So I think Superman beats both of them easy. Because he's Superman.
Yeah. Yeah, I think just power level, experience, everything else, I think Superman has it over both of them. Yes.
Yeah, I can't. It's hilarious. They were juggling and everything. Okay, so yeah, Superman moves forward. Let's jump down here. We've got
my Black Lightning and your Lex versus my Demon and your Supergirl.
This is hard. We're gonna have to make some really crazy arguments here. So go ahead.
I would think that Black Lightning. No, I would think Demon would easily beat either one of them. Okay. And I would think your Supergirl. Yeah, your Supergirl would beat Black Lightning, but Lex would beat your Supergirl.
Yeah. So this is very interesting because they're going two ways with this to set this up. So I would set this up from a storyteller's perspective. If it were my choice purely from what make it interesting, I would have Supergirl overcoming Lex, because I would kind of like to see this pushing down in one round to Superman versus Supergirl. But also there's Lex is kind of like the Batman of this side of the bracket. And I think he's going to beat Supergirl. So I still think Lex is moving forward into the next round. So I'm going to go with Lex here.
Okay, so I'm going to go.
Yeah, you're right, Remnant. I mean, this is a Superman story, no matter. Okay. So Jay, there's again something happens in the book. You guys got to read DCKO, okay? Something happens in there early that kind of foreshadows what you're saying, but the way things happen at the end, I don't think that's possible. So from storytelling perspective, and this is a Superman story. It is DCKO is a Superman story, and also. Superman. All right, so we're going to back up to the top. We both agree. No, we didn't. So Guy Gardner was a unanimous choice for us, and then AJ picked Jay Garrick. I picked Cheetah in the first round. So I'm gonna let you know. Go
Go
ahead.
I'm going with Guy over either one of them.
Yeah.
Guy is moving on. I don't know if you've seen the interview with Nathan Fillion yet, but Nathan Fillion, when he's talking about Guy Gardner, he's like, "Oh, you call up what's the planet?
Oa.
You call up O and say you need a Green Lantern, and they're like, we're gonna send you Guy, and you'll be like, oh crap."
Yeah.
But then he goes on to say, but also if the council needs somebody to do a little bit of shady, they send Guy.
Yep.
A Guy is just a crafty bastard who's going to take out either one of them.
Yeah. So I'm going to agree here from a storyteller's perspective. I'm going to move Guy Gardner forward because I've already taken Wonder Woman off the bracket over here. And Guy Gardner, again, pushing the DCU forward because that's what I think DC is looking for synergy here.
And putting Superman versus Guy Gardner
is hysterically cool.
Yes, that's going to be a great matchup.
Yep. All right, so we're jumping down to our last second round matchup. We've got AJ's got an alarm going. Aquaman versus Hawkman. This is one where we both agreed.
This is actually a pretty tough fight.
Mm-hmm.
They're both super strong. They both have the ability to fly. I'm actually gonna. I'm gonna actually go with Aquaman.
Aquaman, okay.
I'm thinking about fighting styles.
Mm-hmm.
And Aquaman has the advantage of reach with that trident.
Yes. So I'm gonna go also. I like it. Remnant hawks eat fish. I'm gonna go storytelling wise. I am gonna push Aquaman forward because again, more recognizable character to a broader audience. And I would think DC is pushing Hawk Girl forward more than Hawkman. And also, I do. Aquaman is just Aquaman's Superman who can breathe underwater. Or Superman with gills, I guess you'd say. So I'm going to move Aquaman forward. All right, let's stay on this side of the bracket real quick. And guys, we're probably going to go a little bit long tonight, longer than normal. We are going to sell you some new comics here in just a little bit. We're having so much fun. And guys, thank you for being involved. This is amazing having you guys involved in this whole thing here. All right, we're going to pop down here. Let's go to the top. Superman versus Guy Gardner.
I think Superman's experience and just sheer toughness. I mean, because Guy's still fairly mortal if it wasn't for the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go with Superman.
Yeah, I'm gonna move Superman forward myself. Again, this is a Superman story, and we're powering toward something. And later on, I'm gonna make a comment about Superman's power level on something because it's something I've wanted to say to a lot of people for a long time. But right now, we're in agreement. Superman moves forward over Guy Gardner. We're unanimous on that one. And Aquaman versus Lex going to be the final matchup on this side of the Great Eight.
Well, Aquaman,
you got Demon moving forward.
I've got Demon moving forward. I think that it's gonna be Aquaman.
You think Aquaman's going to move forward over?
I think he can beat either one of them.
Okay, I'm going to go with Lex from a storytelling perspective. Guy versus Damian finale. Holy crap, that would be amazing. But we're going to get Lex versus Superman because we've seen it a million times, and also after reading the book, the way things are being set up in the story, I think Lex is the big dog in that matchup. All right, we got to flip sides again. AJ is going to come over here. We're going to the right side again of our camera right of our bracket. And let's start at the top. This is where we've got we're in total disagreement on both of these. Wonder Woman.
No, you wound up changing your mind.
Oh, I did. Yeah. So AJ's got Wonder Woman here, and I've got Lobo, and then we both agreed on Swamp Thing. So Swamp Thing versus Lobo, or Wonder Woman versus Lobo. What do you think, AJ?
I think that Swamp Thing is going down here.
Okay.
I don't care who he goes up against. He's going down versus both of them.
Okay. I'm gonna stay with Swamp Thing winning. And Remnant, you kind of threw me a curveball thinking here, setting up the whole Save the Earth theme. I'm gonna stay with Swamp Thing because I like what it's setting up here. I really like what this is doing. Okay, so now we're coming down to
this is the real hard one because like the bottom of the bracket over there, we totally disagreed on both sides.
Yep.
I said Damian, he said Batman versus Zatanna, or is what I said. He said Harley.
Okay, so go ahead. What do you think on your matchup?
I think Zatanna can take out Damian just because a matter of power and experience versus just. I mean, he's just a barbarian. Where she's a wizard, and if she can not let him close, which would be fairly easy because she could just cast a hold spell,
right?
Pretty much. And Damien's a barbarian monk.
Okay. AJ dropping his RPG bona fides here. Okay, so we've disagreed on something, and guys, here we're going to tie back into something one of you guys mentioned earlier. This is where I think the big surprise moments come from. Okay, this is something unpredictable. We haven't had anything really unpredictable up until now, but I think this is going to be very awesome. And I think from a storytelling perspective, I think Batman is going to rip off the mask, and it's not Batman, it's the Joker. I think it's going to be the Joker versus Harley Quinn, and this is a hell of a good matchup. This is an epically cool fight that's going to get bloody and awesome, and we can do so much with it. So we got the Joker versus Harley, but the Joker's got to move on. The Joker, I would love to see Harley go, but the Joker will move forward into this matchup.
Zatanna and Joker.
Yeah. All right. I'm digging it. All right. So we are, gosh, are we down to the final four?
We are down to the final four.
We are. Yeah. Do I write comics? I mean, I don't know. Somebody told me I was a terrible writer and I would never work with a real publisher. And I was like, ow, geez, thanks for buying my book, though. All right. Final four. This is super freaking cool. And I'm going to throw another surprise in here. Unknown. Wouldn't that be sweet? I didn't even think about that, but that could be a possibility. Each of them absorbing the other's power as they go forward. Woo! That would toss this whole thing upside down. All right, let's stay over here on the camera right side of the bracket. We've got Wonder Woman versus Zatanna for AJ's perspective, or Swamp Thing versus the Joker from my perspective, how I would set it up. All right, make your argument.
Okay, I think Wonder Woman would easily, fairly easily beat Zatanna. What I'm thinking happens is if she gets the lasso of truth around Zatanna, Zatanna will not be able.
Tell her all about the sex she had with John Constantine?
Probably.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Zatanna won't be able to talk backwards. Like literally, would not be able to talk backwards.
Nah,
And if she can't talk backwards,
she can't do magic.
she can't do her magic.
Yep.
So yeah. I would also think Swamp Thing would also take Zatanna.
Okay.
I think Wonder Woman would take the Joker, and I think the Joker would somehow take Swamp Thing. I don't know how he would do it. But at that point, since this is not my bracket that I'm talking about right now, like I agree with you as far as at this point the Joker moving on.
Okay.
But on my side, I would say Wonder Woman.
Okay. I'm going to go from a storyteller's perspective. I'm going to move the Joker forward because it's going to set up a surprise that you guys might see coming. I don't know. But it would be another surprise. I'm going to move Joker forward over either Swamp Thing or Wonder Woman, whoever he faced off against. I think it would be. I think the Joker would move forward. Chaos, I think, would devour the green in this circumstance. There's a really cool theme to go along with that. Yeah, see, there you go. Remnant, God, me and you, man, we are in sync, bro. And then I think also, just for again pushing it to where I want it to go, Joker would overtake Zatanna as well. All right, guys, we are into the final matchup of the final four. He's got Superman versus Aquaman. I've got Superman versus Lex Luthor. Unknown. Okay, so I'm picking the Joker as a surprise moment, the Scooby-Doo moment that we never see coming. The only thing, this is where chaos comes into play.
In the Elite Eight, he thought it's going to be Batman versus Harley, except for Batman is actually going to be the Joker in disguise.
Yeah, the Joker is Batman's. The Joker is Batman in disguise. So that's where we get the Joker in, because it throws this whole thing into chaos when that happens, and everything. And from a right here at this point, we're getting to the penultimate penultimate moment here. You have to throw that chaos in there. Boom. I think. All right, so that's where we got the Joker here. All right, so we're over here: Superman versus Aquaman or Lex Luthor. Power levels.
Superman, I think, will take either one of them.
Okay.
I mean, it's just that simple.
Okay, now here's one thing this is where I'm gonna comment on my Superman thing. All right. There is not a single character in the entire DC universe or Marvel universe who can actually beat Superman. Superman is the most overpowered character in everything. People are going to say, oh, well, Batman would have the kryptonite. You know what? Superman is so freaking fast, he would snap Batman's neck before he ever got to pull out that little nugget of kryptonite. Would say, well, what about Green Lantern? Dude, no, he would snap that neck. What about Zatanna and her magic? As fast as Superman is, he would snap her neck before she could even cast that spell. So if we're talking power levels, which that's AJ's thing, it would Superman all day, every day. But this is, again, where I want to set up chaos. And I want to set up something that you're not expecting. Okay? Now, it might be easy to expect Lex beats Superman here. But because of what I've set up on my other side of the bracket, Lex beating Superman sets up Lex Luthor versus the Joker. Lex Luthor versus the Joker battling for it all, for the power of Darkseid. So I think that's insanely cool. That's where I would take this story, because everybody's expecting it: Superman, Darkseid, Superman. Okay? And if you throw the monkey wrench in it, you're spinning the chaos. Boom, boom. Joker, Luthor. And there's also something in DC KO #1 that kind of foreshadows this. Pay attention when they're talking about the time the time travel aspect of this and being able to reset time. Pay attention. You're going to see something that kind of foreshadowed this. So in the finals, we've either got Superman versus Wonder Woman or Lex Luthor versus the Joker. Now, storytelling wise, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Either one of those matchups is interesting. So I'm gonna let AJ talk about it from power level, and then I'm gonna talk about all four different angles on this as a story, as a the way I would structure it as a writer. And then we're finally gonna get to selling you guys some new comics. I hope you've had fun with this. And if you guys have been just waiting, I gotta spend money, thank you for that. We want you to spend money. But right now, we're gonna finish this up because it is awesome. All right, AJ, tell us what you got.
I think Superman is going to take Wonder Woman or the Joker.
Okay.
It's that's really easy.
Okay.
Now, Wonder Woman, I think, would take Lex. Lex versus the Joker. I think power levels. This is difficult. I would say Lex.
Okay. All right. So let's say we get to the point and we've set up Superman versus Wonder Woman. Okay. Superman versus Wonder Woman is a really awesome fight. These are two people who are very good friends. They've been lovers. This is a really great fight. So if it Soup's neck again. It's not costing you any money. Yeah, I know it's bad for me though, unknown. Okay, Superman versus Wonder Woman, epically cool fight. You can throw so many emotions into it. It would be a really, really awesome battle. So if it were Superman versus Wonder Woman, I would move Superman forward because you're wanting to set up Superman versus Darkseid. Okay, because we know this is Darkseid down here. Of course, there's also a hint at some other surprise, but we're not playing with that surprise yet because we're working with what we've got here. Okay, so Superman versus Wonder Woman, I would move Superman forward. Now, if it comes down to Lex versus either one of these characters, but I think it's gonna be Lex versus the Joker. So here's another surprise storyteller wise, what I would want to do. You get Lex, supervillain, Joker, supervillain, because a lot of people were expecting this to be Batman versus Superman. But if you've got Lex versus the Joker, you've got the reverse of Superman versus the reverse of Batman. So Joker's pure chaos. All right. He just wants to let the world burn. There's no real reason he wants the world to burn. He just wants the world to burn because he's psychotic. All right. Lex, deep down, Lex is a hero. Lex believes himself to be a hero. Lex wants to save the world. He wants to save the world from Superman. So what I think happens here, if I were setting this up, Lex versus the Joker, yep, I agree, Jake. If we're doing Lex versus the Joker, I'm going to have Lex become the hero. I'm going to elevate him. And this also keeps things going in the DCU. It foreshadows that we know Lex and Superman are going to team up in Superman 2 against Brainiac. So in the comic books, you elevate Lex to hero status and you put Lex Luthor winning it all to stand off against Darkseid, to instead of destroying the world as Joker would, to save it. And I think that would be a hell of a good story. I hope you guys agree. Jay, if we could take like a real quick break, we're going to set it up so AJ can sell some new comics. And guys, that's going to be it for me because I got to get home.
It's not going to quite be it with you yet.
Oh, hold on.
We
got one more thing.
There's one last thing.
So,
and Richard doesn't wanted to skip this part because
it might make me cry. So, guys, got some really happy, sad news. So this is going to be AJ's final show or final regular show. So AJ is moving on to greener pastures. He has been my brother, saving my ass for 2 years, driving 2 hours from Knoxville, Tennessee to Cookeville to run my store. While I deal with my writing career, and also, as I talked about earlier, dealing with my PTSD, it's messed me up for a long time. So AJ has been my saving grace. He drives 2 hours from Knoxville. He sleeps on a little futon in the back of the store just to keep my dream of Wonderland Comics alive and to keep me sane, because he's my brother and I love him to death. But it's time for him to get back to his family. I know it's been really difficult on him and his marriage, with his children being away from them for so long. So I understand it's time, and I'm ready to move forward myself, but I'm not moving forward without my brother. He's still going to be there. So what we're going to do here, I know you guys have been waiting to see who he is. You've never seen him on camera before because he hides behind the mask, but right. I love you, brother. I really do, man.
Let's actually do the reveal here.
All right.
Hello, world. This is what I actually look like.
Hey, AJ, I love you, man. All right. Let's go to break and we'll come back and sell some comics.
So, the show is called The Geek Chat. And really, there's just a couple of geeks.
I'm Rich.
I'm Dez.
And we are your hosts for this weekly guide into comic bookery and all the geeky stuff that goes with it.
And that pretty much says it all. They talk about the latest movies and shows.
Okay, I'll be completely honest with you. Overall, D+ movie.
So the end. Did you know who that is?
That's She-Ra. Yeah.
Yes.
The new #1 comics of the week.
We rep Samuel Jackson and we rep Mace Windu.
I passed on this. I was like,
no regrets.
No regrets. I really wanted to like this book. I really did. Like, I really did.
And just chat with each other. And with you.
Oh, Daniel says, I dozed off with the first one. I have zero interest in the Joker Harley ship, not Harley herself. Enjoy, not for me. Yeah, this movie's gonna be rough for me to sit through, I'll be honest.
The Geek Chat, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Just a couple of honest geeks.
Let's be honest. Come on.
And that is why people watch us, because we're honest.
Giving their honest opinions.
And the thing you always have to remember about the internet is everyone has an opinion, and they all suck.
Part of the experience.
We know you probably get a lot of emails, but could you please make sure to sign up for our mailing list? We don't send a lot of emails, and we try not to bother you. We just want to give you the best information about all the cool stuff that's going on around here. Sign up on our website, theexplive.com. Twitch, it's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there, too.
Hello. Just give me a second. I'm almost set up here. All right. No butterscotch. Well, everybody might want to say goodbye to you too. All right. Say goodbye to butterscotch. Welcome back to Wonderland Comics. We're going to sell you new comics at this point in time. Oh, that is really cool. I will have to read Superman Sacrifice. Anyway, we've been talking about DCKO, and I'm super excited about DCKO. Without a doubt. Richard, before you leave, can you let Butterscotch out? That might be her problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you. But there's something else big and new coming this week. Something we are super excited about. Ask her if she wants to go outside.
First, you want to go outside? We'll go outside? Come on.
We have Absolute Batman number 13. Absolute Batman number 13. The first appearance of new Catwoman. Not only the first appearance of the new Catwoman, but also, minor spoiler, first appearance of the new Harley Quinn. Yes, they are both in this book. This is a must-have book for the Absolute world. And we have 3 different covers. Well, we have more than 3 different covers. Yes, SF, I know you're going to claim it. You're probably going to claim all 3 covers, probably. I love this David Nakayama cover. That one is absolutely amazing. And I think this might be Art Germ, maybe. This foil, I'm not. Yep, this and the foil is an Art Germ cover. The foil is a $7.99 book. The other the regular Batman's only $4.99, like regular, and $5.99 for the David Nakayama cover. So I got SF claiming all 3 covers. If anybody else wants in, just let me know. Next up, after you have not missed Elvira, you did miss my reveal. This is me. Yeah, Eddie. Why has AJ's face been revealed? Well, this is my last week as a regular on the show. This is my last week here at Wonderland Comics. I'm not saying I will never be on the show. I'm not saying I'll never work in Wonderland Comics again. But if I do, it'll just be like PRN. And if you don't know what PRN means, ask somebody in the medical field. They will tell you. But yeah, I will fill in here to work PRN, and I will. Yes, this is my last week. If you missed the part right before the break, when we did the big reveal, I live in Knoxville, which is 2 hours away from the store. And it just became too difficult to be separated from my family. Because, like Richard said, I have a futon in the office. I come here Monday morning, leave Friday night, and go back for the weekend. That too. It is also the final showdown with Bane, which maybe Catwoman might have a part in that. Who knows? You'll have to read it to find out. But yeah, it is. So I need to be back in Knoxville. My girls may be grown up, but that doesn't mean they don't need their dad. So after the wonderful Absolute Batman and then the depressing talk, I still have more copies of Absolute Batman if anybody else wants Absolute Batman number 13, the final showdown with Bane, the first appearance of Absolute Catwoman, the first appearance of Absolute Harley Quinn. We have plenty of those in stock. Just let me know. Next up, we have Amazing Spider-Man Torn. I wish I would have had some time to really see what this is. But this is Amazing Spider-Man Torn, number 1. We have it for $4.99, which is $3.75. for because of course you get it all 25% off. So if anybody wants Amazing Spider-Man torn, just let me know. Next up, part of the huge Age of Revelation line that, and I got several books here from the new Age of Revelation thing. We have Amazing X-Men #1. Amazing X-Men #1. I was surprised they did Amazing X-Men again, because I don't think Amazing X-Men really did well the first time around. But Amazing X-Men #1 as part of the new Age of Revelation, $4.99. Next up, we have Batman Dark Patterns #11. I am so sad about Batman Dark Patterns because this is #11. #12 will be the last book. I think Batman Dark Patterns has been some of the most amazing Batman stories ever. I have enjoyed them because it's just great storytelling. It's not about the crime fighting. It was all about the storytelling, and I thoroughly enjoyed the storytelling in Batman Dark Patterns. Next up, we have also the next to the last book. We have Batman Long Halloween, the last Halloween, #9. So, Batman Long Halloween, the last Halloween, #9. There's another cool Catwoman cover. Next book up, as part of the Age of Revelation for the X-Men, we have Binary. So, yeah, Captain Marvel's back to being binary again. Don't know what that's all about, but if you want to find out what it's all about, buy the book. It is $3.99. So for you, if you decide to buy the book, it's only $3. I'm watching, and I'll have it all at the end of the show. SF, just doing it a little bit different today. I just realized. So, I just realized something, because when the store's in session, we have 3 little TVs, like you can see right there. And like on the back of the store, I will put them on a live lo-fi channel. So they're playing music in the back of the store. And then on the front of the store, I usually put a video game. Well, here at, so up here, they're playing one of the Arkham games. One of the Arkham Batman games behind me. So enjoy. Okay, this one kind of freaked me out because I was like, wait, is that a new thing from the boys? But no, this is the Disavowed. This is from Devil's Due Studio, massive press. And basically, it's kind of the what was that other comic book I'm thinking of where basically it's a A-Team meets something a lot more destructive than the A-Team. But yeah, the Disavowed. I do have the Vampirella one-shot Halloween special. I only have one cover of it. Give me 2 shakes of the lift because it's about 15 feet away. See, I came right back. This is the only cover of that I have. So that is also for sale. It's $5.99. So $4.50 for you guys on Welcome to Wonderland. So I have The Disavowed. Not only do I have The Disavowed and Vampirella Halloween, if anybody's interested, I have Disney Stitch 2. Disney Stitch 2. Yeah, if you have young ones or if you are young at heart yourself, great book put out by Dynamite. Okay, I only have one of these. Thank you, Jay, for finding that out. Everything Dead and Dying, number 2. This is the only one I have. My subscribers has literally taken every other one that I had. So if you like a different type of zombie story, this might be a book for you. Next up, I have Eddie Brock Carnage, number 9. And we have finally reached there. We have finally reached the Harley Quinn X Elvira covers. I have two. I only have one here. Where'd the other one go? I have these two wonderful covers of Harley Quinn X Elvira. SF claims everything dead. Thank you, SF. So these are the two covers I have of Harley Quinn. I assume you want both of them, SF? Knowing SF, he wants both of them, which means I only have one more of these and two more of the crystal ball ones. So if anybody else wants either one of the Harley Quinn X Elvira, please let me know. Next up in the Age of Revelation, number 1, I have Long Shots. Basically, this book is about a bunch of different heroes. Longshot keeps showing up to each of one of them. And but it's like over time, like in the past. And you're still left thinking, oh, is Longshot back? Well, you'll have to figure that one out for yourself. But obviously, Mojo plays a big part of it. And he's kind of putting on a little contest as Mojo does. And I'll pick it up and see for yourself. Long Shots number 1. This is $4.99, so $3.75. Next up, in this issue, Conclave of Creepiness from comics' most chilling creators. Ewing, Wilson, Condon, Walker, Paramanique, and Rowe. Marvel, Black, White, and Blood. And Guts. Number 1. Black, White, and Blood, and Guts. So if anybody is... SF is claiming Longshot. Thank you. Next up, from Marvel Knights The World to Come, we have The Punisher, number 1. We had Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell. They had Old Man Matt Murdock. It also did have Old Man Punisher, but that's kind of a spoiler. But this is also an Old Man Punisher, just a different Old Man Punisher, completely different Old Man Punisher. And pick this up and read it, and you'll find out why I say completely different, especially if you've read Cold Day in Hell. If you haven't read Cold Day in Hell, it's a great story. Yeah, Jimmy Balamonte is doing the writing, and Dan, I just kind of skimmed through it, and the art is amazing. Amazing art in this book. SF Claims Punisher and Marvel Guts. The next is a new Dark Horse book. It is Red Book #1. I assume it's a sci-fi thing with aliens. I don't know why I would assume that. I don't really know anything about it, but I can tell you it is written by I know I recognize this name in the horror world before. Tynyon, Tynyon, Oeming, Oming is doing the art. This book is also $4.99, $3.75. This I did look at. It was a little bit different. The art is kind of a lot like the art on the cover. So, SF Claims Red Book. This is Little Nightmares, Descent to Nowhere, from Titan Comics, written by Lonnie Nadler. Dennis Menhir does the art, and the art is pretty interesting, actually. This is kind of, I'm pretty sure this is kind of a spinoff of the Imperial thing, but it doesn't actually have the Imperial label, so maybe I'm wrong. But we have Return to Planet Hulk, #1. Return to Planet Hulk #1. Okay, the next book is special for Something is Killing the Children. A monster hunter walks into the bar, #1. The cover is kind of trippy, and then the glare on the cover is even more trippy. So, Something is Killing the Children. I mean, the Slaughter family is, Slaughterhouse. You're not gonna. If you are a horror fan, you can't go wrong with Something is Killing the Children. The next one is a great fantasy, great new book from fantasy. I've heard some really great raving reviews. I looked at it, but didn't get time to read it. Skinbreaker. Everybody out there who loves orcs, you World of Warcraft fans or whatever who loves orcs, Skinbreaker, great new fantasy book from Image Comics. This is $5.99. $5.99 cover price. Yeah, Robert Kirkman does an amazing job, and David Finch's art is next level. It was really gorgeous. Next up, we have a new Strange Tales. It's been a while since Marvel done the Strange Tales run, but this is Strange Tales #1. We've got this really cool Wanda cover. If you liked Strange Tales of the Past, this is a great place to pick it up again. If you like the fantasy elements of the Marvel Universe, can't go wrong with Strange Tales. This is a really cool cover. Done by a name I cannot pronounce, Nimit Malavia. But we've got this. It is Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum. But I love this kids coloring their favorite superhero. Really cool. It really is. Next up, we have TMNT Journeys number 2. Some more fun with Casey. This is a $4.99, so $3.75. If anybody wants TMNT Journeys number 2. If anybody wants TMNT Journeys number 1, I still have that up there too. All right. I don't know how I missed these. And I hope me tripping off camera wasn't too obvious, but if it was, I'll leave you with a laugh at least. I have the new Supergirl. Supergirl number 6. And now, Supergirl, you shall know the power of Night Flame. I have something everybody's been waiting for, Transformers number 25. I really do like this cover. That is a good cover. And finally, from X-Men Age of Revelation, I have World of Revelation. SF claims Supergirl. All right. I don't know how those did not get put in with this pile. Okay, so the next couple I have, these are all incentive covers. The first one I have, and Richard and I had a conversation about this. I'm not knocking the book. I am disappointed in DC for doing it this way, though. This is the 1 in 25 of Absolute Batman, number 13, which is not exactly a whole lot of difference. This one, the Absolute Batman thing is taken out, or the big Batman symbol behind her is taken out, and it is cardstock. That's the big difference. But since this is the 1 in 25, it is a $25 book. Now this is a little bit cooler. It is the 1 in 50, but it is also the same picture. But now everything but the DC logo. This is a complete virgin copy. The 1 in 50 is for $50. I did not know Kirkman was starting the new Transformers series. So we do have this. We have 2 more Yeah, we have two more incentive books. This is also $25. This is the 1 in 25 World of Revelation, X-Men Revelation. It is a really neat zombie cover. It is. I'm trying to remember who did it. I'm not sure who did this really cool zombie cover. And it's the 1 in 25. And finally, and it is $25. And finally, for $15, we have the 1 in 5 Virgin, just black and white cover of the new Conan. I don't remember what number Conan is on. Oh, this is also number 25. This is the new Conan, number 25. And it's the Virgin cover. Thank you. I looked it up earlier. I did not write it down, but it is Salvador LaRocca, who did the really cool zombie cover. SF claims Conan. All right. And that is our show for tonight. And that is the show for me, at least right now. There's a very good chance that I may show up at some point in time. But I thank you guys all for being there. I thank you for being there with me while I got over my nerves and was able to talk a little bit more. And I'm going to miss you guys. Who knows? I may show up at home and I'll be commenting as AJ Nicholson over here in the comments while I'm actually watching the show from home. But I love you guys, and I'm going to miss you guys. Thank you so much for watching Wonderland Comics. And before I start bawling, I'm going to sign off. You all have a great night, and stay tuned for Kicking It with Honoring coming up next.